Hello, beautiful, and welcome to Masterfully New. This is a channel dedicated to guiding individuals through the awakening journey by helping each of us integrate our heightened awareness into a masterful life. The work we do to cultivate this inner wellness sends ripples through our world and creates outer wellness and transformation. So I hope you will join me in this powerful effort to become masterfully new. I'm Nicole, your health and wellness coach. Today I want to talk about another block to self-acceptance. In my previous video, I talked about three main blocks to self-acceptance. And self-acceptance is essential to a masterful life. It's the fuel we need to embrace life's challenges, because when we don't fully accept ourselves, we limit our expression and drag ourselves down. So the way that I see it is that there are three main blocks to self-acceptance. One I talked about in the previous video is our emotional densities from rejecting ourselves and experiencing life's traumas. Two, the need for external validation. How strong and how dependent are we on this external validation? And then three, our karmic relationship with our Creator and how we see ourselves in the greater universe. In this video, we'll go into our need for external validation. Check out the links to get the full three-part series. So whenever we engage with one another, we unconsciously offer each other our validation. Sure, many times we overtly praise one another and give each other hugs and touch, offering each other our love and acceptance. But most of the time, our validation of each other is done in unseen ways. It's an undercurrent whenever we acknowledge one another. It comes through our tone, our body language, our expression, and the underlying energy we generate whenever we engage with each other. All of this sends signals of approval or disapproval, or even neutral feelings that we have towards the other person. Ideally, when we look at another person, we would acknowledge their beautiful soul and see their basic goodness. And even if one didn't feel good about themselves, we have validated their true identity. We unconsciously inform them that they are basic goodness, wholly worthy, and the same divine spark they were created as. We might even notice when we are around someone that validates us in this way, we just feel good about being around that person, even if it was nothing they said or did. But unfortunately, we don't validate each other in this way very often because it's rare to unconditionally love one another, in this stage in our human evolution anyway. Many of us have forgotten our worthiness through years of childhood with parents that just wanted to make us good functioning members of society. We were taught on every level from everyone in authority that if we were good, we get good things, but if we are bad, we get bad things. So we need to get those with power over us to validate our pleasing behavior, and then we get our needs met. We get love, we get attention, and in the case of our parents or guardians, we get food and shelter. We get so programmed into this dynamic of seeking external validation to fulfill our needs that it becomes ingrained and unconscious by the time we get out of our formative years at 8 years old. And there's nothing wrong with leading a life that is seeking external validation. Actually, you can lead a very rewarding life using external validation as your primary motivator. But for many of us, depending upon the people that we have in our lives, it can be mostly unrewarding and lead to a heap of disappointment, relying on others to validate our worth. With enough disappointment, we may even believe that there's something wrong with me, that I'm just not good enough, or nobody loves me, when this is completely untrue. It's only that we might be seeking validation from the wrong sources, those that cannot unconditionally love or are not fully accepting. So they teach us not to accept ourselves. Unrealized, this need for external validation can lead to a lack of self-acceptance through irrational logic that sticks around into adulthood, running on autopilot in our minds. We might have negative mantras like, I'm not enough, I'm difficult, I don't deserve anything good. When we realize we have these thoughts running through our heads, we need to take a deep look into our need for external validation. Ask yourself, who am I trying so hard to please in my life, and do I really need their validation? The way that I see it, we have three choices for validation. We can, one, seek better and better external sources of validation by moving from one person that's not very loving or accepting to another more loving person. Two, we can better communicate with those that we are committed to get the validation we need. And three, we could let go of our need for external validation and work on validation from within. When we move from one person to another, we're seeking something from them that we're not getting. Or we may feel angry and frustrated or even bitter towards someone that we're committed to. And why do we feel this way? Usually it's because we're not getting a need that we have fulfilled. Right. So let's take a deeper look, not into the person, but into the need. When we work to achieve external validation or approval, we're doing it mainly to get our needs met because that's how we learned at a very young age of how needs get met. So let's start with our very valid needs. I highly recommend Dr. Rosenberg's book, Nonviolent Communication, to help in realizing true needs. This book has one of the best, most comprehensive lists of basic human needs that I've ever come across. Things like authenticity, autonomy, meaning, acceptance, laughter, love, peace. I can't show you or go through the full list, of course, because of copyright law, but I highly recommend this book just for understanding our needs and how to identify them. But this book has even more value than that, and I'll go into that in just a minute. So when we understand what our needs are, we begin to realize the underpinnings of why we might be so angry with one another. Most often, it's because you're not getting your needs met. Becoming aware of your very valid needs is only half the battle, so to speak. Once we acknowledge our needs, we need to communicate them if we still want to derive those needs from an external source. And I highly recommend this book again by Dr. Rosenberg, Nonviolent Communication, because it lays out a perfect way of communicating these needs by identifying them and then presenting them in a way that the other person doesn't get put in a defensive position, and requesting the other person's support on fulfilling your need. Also, I just want to say that this book is very readable and laid out very well, and nonviolent communication is renowned for its helpfulness. However, you may come to a place where you've communicated your needs in the best possible way, but the person that you expressed your very valid needs with just can't deliver. And honestly, is it truly the other person's responsibility to meet your needs? So rather than going to new and better external sources that hopefully could deliver your needs, or finding better and better ways to communicate them over and over again, it's more masterful to go within. So here's the masterful tip. All your true needs can be fulfilled by you through your relationship to your world. Realize that your need for understanding, meaning, creativity all come from you. For example, if you need love, look deep into it. Isn't love that feeling of blissful, peaceful pleasure that comes from your own heart? And if it indeed comes from you, then can't you generate love wherever you go, with whomever, doing whatever you choose to express it with? If you need laughter, who is the one that finds something funny or not? You. Does it matter what it happens to make you laugh, or does it really depend on your mood and your willingness to laugh out loud? What if you just started laughing at any little thing you found amusing? Wouldn't you find yourself laughing more spontaneously and have more laughter in your life? You can go through every one of these 40 plus needs in this book and look deep into each one of them and come to realize they all actually come from within. Other than food, air, and water, of course. That's because you are the source. You are the creator. You make your fulfillment happen. No one can be creative for you. No one can create meaning in your life but you. And no one can give you your self-worth but you. So here's another masterful tip. Internal validation is your superpower. When you can validate your own right to be here, that your needs are valid, and that you do have the ability to fulfill your own needs now that you're an adult, you empower yourself to be personally responsible for your life and free yourself to be authentic. So why not stop the constant seeking of external validation to get your needs met and accept yourself just the way you are? And if you have an unfulfilled need, set an intention to create that in your life. Meditate and then contemplate on ways to express it more in your life. Make daily mantra out of it and ask the universe to help you realize it. Do small actions that validate your expression of it, or think about ways to be it. If we want understanding, we have to understand ourselves better and express ourselves better. If we want acceptance, we have to accept ourselves. If we want love, we have to be loving. And lastly, don't think you're letting go of all your family and friends or the world around you just because you're seeking inward validation. You will find it's just the opposite. You'll find that you are actually attracting more of what you want in the world, not less. And when you acknowledge your basic human needs and stop letting external validation tear you down, or better yet, go internally to actualize your needs, you move towards self-acceptance by validating your right to have those needs and understanding more powerful ways to fulfill them by taking personal responsibility to better communicate them or manifest them. Ideally, we would use both better communication with those around us that could partially fulfill our needs, and greater self-empowerment to fulfilling those needs ourselves. Ultimately, then, our need to seek external validation becomes no more than a gentle whisper of needing to love and be loved. As we master the art of letting go what's beyond our control, we easily let go of seeking from those that cannot give. So in our next video, I'll talk about our karmic relationship of ourselves and how our relationship with our Creator can affect one's acceptance of who they are and whether we feel we deserve. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. May you be happy, may you be well, may you be safe, and may you be free from suffering.